coming.
The Columbia Broadcasting System and its affiliated stations present...
Oh, a microphony.
And a phony at the mic.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. If you got your coffee, awesome. If you don't, you better get some. So, yeah, we're going to be talking a little bit about the good old inflation and retail and groceries, since that's kind of my day job. I work in the retail grocery industry Monday through Friday. Weekends and holidays off. And the company that I work for is a national company. We have several, many different clients across the spectrum, and we do different things. And so one of my main functions is a merchandiser, meaning I got to make sure product's on the shelf. I got to make a display. If it's not, I've got to make sure that there's price labels. I don't do any ordering. That's all done at store level. But then I also do auditing and market surveys for several different companies that are clients of my employer. So I have a unique perspective on a lot of the inner workings of the grocery industry and the retail industry in general. I've been doing this type of work on and off since 2009. And I've also been a retail manager for two major companies, both international companies. One you may have known of, Toys R Us, who doesn't exist anymore in the United States. I worked for them for 5 years as in the management staff. My final position was a front-end manager. Took care of all the registers and all that good stuff like that. So yeah, and then I was also worked for another company. I will remain nameless with them because they're still around and they're a pretty decent company. And I was with them for 7 years. I was employed with them for 7 years as a department manager, doing custom framing work. So yeah, so I put pictures in frames and shadow boxes and all that. And then again, like I said, since 2009, I've been doing retail grocery merchandising and stuff like that. So on and off. And in some cases, at the same time, I was working at my last retail job. So yeah, so I have a unique perspective. I've got a lot of colleagues that work for different companies. They work for distributors. They own their own routes for specific companies. They own their own territories. So I hear a lot, I see a lot, I know a lot. And so that means I kind of know what it is I'm talking about. So it might be a little boring for some to listen to, but we're going to have some fun with it a little bit. And let's bring on my guest here. He's probably mainlining his coffee right now. And that'd be someone. Good morning.
Let's not go ahead of ourselves here. We don't know if it's a good morning yet. It could be just a simple morning.
It could be just a simple morning. Yes, that's true.
I
totally concur with that.
Wow, that's probably the longest intro you've ever had.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure
let's make it all about Wookiee. All about Wookiee.
Well, exactly, because I got to put my bona fides out. There is my fucking show. Good morning, B-Dog. See, B-Dog says it's a good morning.
Yeah, he lives in free land, in free America. It's good for him.
You live behind commie lines.
I do.
And the People's Republic of California.
Well, he just answers his own question.
yes.
B Dog, we got to get you some equipment so you can be an actual guest on here.
So far, good. Wife is
You know.
up. Yes, we need to get him aligned so that we can. We get him
Your
all
wife
hooked up
is
with
a lovely
podcasts.
person, B Dog,
Yes, she
and a
is.
great cook. And it's hilarious when I go visit there.
Why is that?
Well, it just is.
Oh, there you go. It snows there.
It snows.
It snows.
You can do various activities that require,
That's right. Activities involving ching ching pow.
practice of King King Pow.
Yes, that's right. Well, so let's get into this morning's bullshit. So everybody's aware about the egg shortage. Egg prices are shooting through the freaking roof all over.
Egg
They
prices. I thought we were talking about
happen.
pumpkin spice. Everybody's got to have their pumpkin spice.
Fuck pumpkin spice.
That's what I say. Goddamn liberal bullshit.
Pumpkin spice my ass. That's the one thing about here's the enjoyment I have of doing the job that I have. So during Christmas, I get to walk into various freaking retailers, grocery stores, etc.
Ripping
And
shit
wouldn't you
down and
know
seeing
it,
kids cry.
They have they got these freaking end cap displays of pumpkin spice in everything.
Oh, yeah.
Pumpkin spice cereal, pumpkin spice creamer, pumpkin spice coffee. Okay. Pumpkin spice fucking Pop-Tarts. Like, fuck.
Why, we'll never know.
Holy shit. I can understand the creamer, but you actually got pumpkin spice coffee?
Oh, Starbucks started it. The whole pumpkin spice BS.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's an expensive cup of coffee over there.
That's not even coffee anymore. It's not coffee anymore. It's just sugar and cream.
It's
With a hint
political
of coffee.
juice of the political juice. Starbucks. Anyway,
Pumpkin spice.
so yeah, pumpkin spice bullshit. I haven't seen that on the shelf yet, but
Nor do I want
I'll
to.
put it past them.
Yeah.
Might be a
And guess what? They
Tractor
may
Supply.
take it.
It might have that at Tractor Supply. Pumpkin spice manure.
Yeah.
Half foam. Yeah.
It's like that green. It's like that green yellowish sludge you'd get off the New River. You know.
Oh God, the foamy good stuff. Yeah, from the New River. If the smell don't fucking kill you.
Right.
Oh Jesus.
And those who
that's
grew up in the area know.
Yes, no. Yeah, we know. Literal foam floating down a fucking river. Like not just one little spot. Like it's like the agitation in the water creates the foam.
And it don't go away
No, it don't go away.
because of all the other literal shit that's in the water.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Mexico. Anyway, so yeah,
Eggs. We're talking about eggs.
we're talking about eggs. Yeah, we're talking about eggs and retail bullshit. Anyway, so the price of eggs out. You were just telling me that you saw some pricing over there in your neck of the Communist Party.
Yes.
What's going on with prices over there for like eggs?
They're bananas. They're way overpriced. They're probably more than half. Gone up by at least 150%.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just nuts.
Yeah. There's places here in
Like
town.
you said, we were talking before the show. I get usually the 18-pack of eggs, and that was running about $7-8 before.
Yeah.
$6 before. Now it's over 20.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. Not only that, it's just also the shortages too. I know that a couple one retail establishment was posting signs in their the dairy section on their doors and stuff saying that they'll probably be a gap in between shipments more than expected because of the shortage of eggs. Thank you, Joe Biden administration, for murdering over 100 million hens,
Yeah.
egg-laying freaking birds. That according to one person in the industry, that
I missed the chickens you had too. I used to get eggs from you.
yeah, yeah. That's people are going to start having to try to do that again, making their little
Thinking about trying.
if it's zoned for in their area. But
you can have up to 3 or 4 hens here in the city.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we can do here.
B-Dog would know better.
Yeah. But anyway, good old the Joe Biden administration probably threw. I know there was some kind of issue with bird flu that
Right.
That apparently
the bird flu that didn't affect pigeons or cranes or anything else.
Correct.
Those,
yeah, exactly.
Just
sparrows,
laying hens.
Just hens. So according to what I was reading, a egg rancher, egg farmer, what do you want to call them? Person in the dairy business that handles eggs, that does eggs for a living, has his flocks and everything like that. They were pretty much told either or. Because, and I believe this is part of it. I don't know if a lot of people don't understand this, but United States farming industry, whether it's ranching cattle, pigs, or growing crops, a lot of these outfits are now large conglomerate companies that are, one company name a lot of people will know, and that's Monsanto. If you don't know, Monsanto does have farming places. They have ranches and farmland that they produce vegetables and fruits and nuts and things and etc. So yeah. But so the Biden administration basically coerced people in the industry to cull, which is basically kill, destroy their entire flock of hens.
Did they even? Now here's the thing: did they even test for the bird flu?
I'm glad you asked that, because one of these individuals that owned one of these large production facilities said that there was no signs, indications, markers, or anything. And even he had tested himself, had tested by their vet some of the birds in the flock, and there was no indicators of any kind of viral infection at all. Yet he was forced, he claims he was forced to cull his entire flock. So this happened, across the country. I'm pretty sure it was enforced by the USDA because, as you know, a lot of these people in the farming industry get subsidies from the government. And once you get subsidies from the government, it's like welfare.
Yeah.
They can tell you what you can grow, when you can grow it, and when not to grow anything. And just in this case, when to kill your frickin' flock.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Imperial Valley.
Yeah. So I will tell you, and you can verify this, there is an immense amount of acreage that once in the Imperial Valley of California that was heavily farmed, and now it stays vacant.
Yes.
It's still farmland. But it's not used anymore and hasn't been used in several decades. All they do is go through and just chop the weeds down.
I remember when I was a kid, when we were kids, that you had several, not like 1 and 2, but we're talking more than, at least 10.
Yeah.
Cattle operations going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
They're not going there. They're not around anymore, hardly.
Yeah. I think there's only one place.
Because the BLM is screwing with them.
Yeah. Bureau of Land Management. Gotta love them. Yeah, because of grazing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know the federal government likes to acquire land. Thanks for buying out all the freaking sand dunes in Glamis.
The land that's supposed to allegedly belong to the people.
Yeah, allegedly.
Public land.
Yes. So what you're seeing is you've got high egg prices because the mass murder of about 100 million plus, probably closer to 150 million hens throughout the United States in commercial operations were destroyed by order of the federal government because of bird flu. Now,
Yeah, that was the
here's
reason.
an interesting thing. In the past month, let's say since, I don't know, January 20th, from that day forward, I don't recall hearing a word about bird flu anywhere on any medium.
No. No, you haven't.
And if there was, I haven't seen it because it'd be on X. But anyway, so for the last month, all of a sudden, poof, there's no anything on bird flu. Now, I know that the good old mainstream media, oh yes, the
our
mainstream
friends.
media,
Our friends at the mainstream
yes,
media.
the head of propaganda, the mainstream media, was trying to corner the new spokesperson for the White House, and with a question, basically trying to insinuate
I got you.
that it's kind of a gotcha question regarding the egg crisis and the rising costs of eggs, and she pretty much put them in their place by just saying that, hey, the previous administration that you are failing to mention is the ones that killed over 100 million freaking egg-laying hens. So yeah, right back at you.
And it takes about 4 to 6 months to get new chicks to lay eggs.
Well, you have that big of an obliteration of resources. It's massive. Not only for just quote unquote eggs, but you're also talking about now when you have an operation like that, there's more than just hens that get born that are in eggs. There's there's roosters and things like that. So they need to separate those. And if they're sick or whatever, they're just not going to make it. They get called, which is just normal attrition. Now, it's going to take probably at least, my estimation, probably at least Christmas before we see any kind of relief for the regular egg prices going down and any kind of supply coming back. You're going to have a massive amount of you're going to have a massive amount of production on the part of the industry to get us back down to the level of pricing, even the inflated pricings prior to this. Thank you, Joe Biden, for the Inflation Increasing Act. So now that being said,
not a joke.
Also, not a joke. Hey, it's no joke. So here you have another situation, ladies and gentlemen. Eggs. What food products are eggs using? Okay. Now we're just going to go for the other retail side of it. I haven't even got to the fucking restaurants yet. But we'll start with that. Abby, take a wild guess what eggs are put in that you buy every day at the supermarket.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe any kind of a bread product?
Yes, some bread and cake products. A lot of your favorite snack cakes from different companies are affected by this because I'm seeing this because I'm being told by people who work for those fucking companies what's happening on their end. And eggs are used as a leavener in a lot of the baked products that you buy outside of bread. Not even go in the bread section, just the snack cakes and different types of things that eggs are used for as a leavener. You also have eggs that are for different breakfast foods that are prepackaged. So you have like breakfast sandwiches. Let's say that's like Jimmy Dean sausage
biscuits.
Jimmy Dean sausage and egg biscuits.
Or croissants or whatever,
Yeah, exactly. All those different things that you can go to the freezer and grab a box. They're going to go up. They've already been going up, but now they're going to go up, and they've probably gone up a lot more since the egg crisis.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, a lot of this is affected. Now, I got some inside information from a colleague of mine that I've known. I've known this person for probably 4 years, and I see them minimum once a week at a grocery store that we both service. And she happened to tell me this past week that she's put in for her retirement and she's leaving in June. And I was kind of shocked.
Lucky.
Yeah, lucky. I was kind of shocked because she'd been, well, shocked but not shocked. She's been with the company for over 25 years. She owns her route. It's an old contract, so the company can't take it away from her. So it's you know, she was doing pretty good with the business that she had. She had some of the same retailers I do, you know, and but she's like, I'm leaving in June. I'm like, oh no shit. And so we started having a conversation, and then she proceeds to tell me that they're starting to have a little bit of an issue with production. They're not turning out as much product. So, and I noticed this over the last couple of weeks, where her stuff was looking kind of thin, and that's why their production is not where it's at. She's not getting the product because they can't make the product. So now I understand why she told me what she told me about putting in for retirement. Because that company could be affected greatly.
Yeah.
And could go out of business or get just immensely smaller.
Right.
And that's not the only confectioner company either. Snack cakes and things like that. I mean, you know, now her company is a nationwide company, and there's a couple of them nationwide. Yeah. There's some regional ones too, Jack East and stuff like that. We have a regional one here also. It caters to the Hispanic market. But guess what? Mexico doesn't have a fucking egg problem or inflation.
Neither does Canada.
So a lot of the bakeries, since I live about 25 to 30 miles from the fucking Mexican border, thank you very much, there's bakeries across the border in both your state of California and mine that come out of Mexico. And they do you'll see Hecho in Mexico on the bottom of the package of origin. So a lot of that stuff is from there. Bimbo bread, great bread, very popular here. There's another couple of brands, like Gamesa is one of them. They make snack cakes and things like that. There's another one too, and I can't pronounce the name. I'm not going to butcher it, and they're competing companies as well. So you have that. So this is the funny thing, ladies and gentlemen. Mexico is $2 American for I think it's an 18-pack of eggs. $2.
Okay, question.
What is it over where you're at? 12?
Me?
Yeah, you. How much was an 18-pack of eggs over there?
It's about $12 no, 18 pack? 18 pack?
18 pack, yeah.
Damn near 15.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, depending on where you get it over here, in my state, it's anywhere between 10 and 15 bucks. So unless they're having like one of their 2-for-1 sales.
Now here's the other caveat. If you go across the border just and buy some groceries like eggs and stuff like that, I think they'll let you bring it back.
Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
But here's the thing. The bakeries that are over there, they'll ship their stuff to the United States, and they'll have either a warehouse or some sort of pantry area, like in commercial zones, stuff like that, or they'll have their own warehouse,
right? Where
they get the main shipment in, they load it, and everything's done fresh, by the way. But this guy is here, but so yeah, they have commercial license, you know, the old NAFTA, because they're bringing in shit, you know, dropping it off at their warehouse or their distribution center, and then they load everything up at 4:00 in the morning and send their guys out. Some of the guys come from California out here, which is a good, you know, well, if they're over in Imperial Valley, they're coming out of Mexicali and they're going into Calexico, the warehouse there, distribution center for Bimbo and other guys. and then they'll come over here. So it's about an hour drive to get from there to here. So, but I do see some guys every once in a while. They'll cover a route and they'll come from the Calexico warehouse.
So it hasn't been really talked about either. But there's another thing with the egg, and I put in air quotes, shortage crisis.
Yes.
Okay. Some of the vaccines that are used have egg protein.
I never thought of that, but that's more in your neck of the woods. Yes, egg protein, stuff like that.
Now, I don't know how.
Bovine as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there's chicken eggs in your vaccines.
Egg protein.
Egg protein. Oh, yes, that's right. Egg protein.
So that's why they always have to sign that disclaimer because, if you're allergic,
Yes, that's right.
some vaccines you can't have.
Yes, exactly. So apparently, yeah, like I said, Mexico doesn't have bird flu, apparently.
Imagine that.
They have got cartels, but they don't have the bird flu. So eggs over there are not an issue. They have an abundance of
the
eggs.
cartels are just stimulating the economy. So, yeah.
So, and that's the thing. But the American-based ones here, we got affected greatly. Like I said before, you're looking at your favorite breakfast foods that might have already pre-made, your pre-made shit that's frozen. You just throw it in the microwave and you're ready to go. Half that shit ain't even fucking real food products anyway. Bioengineered food product.
Yeah. GMO.
Yeah. But again, those companies are going to be affected as well. Look at companies like, let's just say, for instance, Eggo waffles. I'm pretty sure
it's in the title.
Yeah, they use eggs in their batter. So yeah, you're going to see those prices skyrocket. So.
You know what they're saying right now? Only if we hadn't have gotten rid of our chicken farm and gone third party.
I will tell you that I think this is something that I'm guessing on, but I'm pretty sure that this current administration would probably recommend to raise your own food, have a vegetable garden. And
isn't that Bobby Kennedy's whole push?
Yes, absolutely. But again, the eggs are such a big thing. Like I said, you're looking at conservative estimate is 6 months. I'm thinking more like a fucking year before the egg production gets to a point where it brings the prices down back to normal Biden inflation prices. And hopefully they'll go lower than that, but I don't think they will. I really don't.
I really think that these departments that are issuing these things need to be investigated.
Oh, I totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah,
I like to see Elon Musk with Doge go into some of these places like the FDA.
Oh yeah, speaking of Elon, apparently he's got a fraternity suit on him now.
Well, yeah, he's got 19 kids.
No mystery though. That's no mystery though, and it doesn't surprise me that this would be probably glommed up and fortified by the MSM and the Democrat Party. Yeah. So what they'll probably do, go to court, he'll cut a check, and it'll be over.
So did you hear what?
I'm assuming. What I'm assuming is with Elon Musk, yeah, he may be an excitable kind of guy, but I don't think he's a fool.
No,
and I'm pretty sure he may have had this
pretty bright guy there
sign some NDAs and other just non-disclosure stuff regarding the contract.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure he's got something. Yeah. If he doesn't, I think he pretty much does. But either way, if he doesn't, he's just going to cut her a check, and there you go.
So did you hear what happened up in Maine this last week?
Oh, was that when the? Oh yeah. Oh, I saw that. That's rich, dude. That's like freaking epic. Epic. Very epic.
Goes up to debate this governor.
Well, it was like the national meeting of United States governors, at the White House or whatever. It's an annual thing.
Yeah.
And, I know there was some brouhaha earlier, like a few weeks back when he did his EOs on the transgender stuff.
Right.
And there was some governors came out and pretty much publicly said, fuck off. We're still going to destroy women's sports by letting, mentally ill men, pedophiles participate.
Yes.
Allegedly pedophiles. Allegedly. Anyway, yes, he got into a exchange with her and pretty much Mike dropped her ass. It was great.
Well, after he had a tit for tat for her, and she kind of slit her own throat and said that she was for this.
Yes.
Now they're being investigated for Title IX infringements.
I read somewhere where the USDA is now investigating stuff at their universities about some sort of issue.
Title IX.
If it's fraud or whatever, but it's USDA. Because I know a lot of these big universities have, agriculture, farming, whatever through, and the USDA funds some of that stuff. Yes.
Gotta love it.
But yeah. So we're having fun with high costs of fucking everything, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the funny thing. You remember a few years back in the middle of the pandemic when all of a sudden they had the hand sanitizer shortage and hoarding and all that shit, and the toilet paper hoarding.
The great toilet paper famine of
the great
2019.
Toilet paper famine
2020
of the 2020s. Yes. Just like the egg situation now in Mexico, we have had the same situation in Mexico during that time with toilet paper. They didn't have a shortage.
No.
At all.
Only
so
we
I
did.
think because it was not I think some locals who traveled back and forth to Mexico quite often were bringing TP back from other paper products as well from Mexico. I think they could get by with. There's probably some sort of. I know for cigarettes. I think for cigarettes, if you walk across the border over in Algodones and you come back or whatever, or in San Luis or Clexico, you can bring one carton of cigarettes across with you. You're allowed one carton. You don't have to pay a fee or anything like that. You just, you bought a carton of cigarettes over there and you're bringing it back. One carton per body. That's probably how it is over there when it was regarding the toilet paper, since
pay it duty free.
It's not a food item. Yeah, I'm assuming if they did it with cigarettes, they probably could do it with other things. I know, like when you go over to Mexico, you have to have a Mexican prescription to come back across with prescription meds.
Right.
So, or an American prescription. I don't know. There's some kind of deal they work out between the pharmacies and the doctors. But anyway, yeah. So I'm sure it was that way with toilet paper, where they allowed one pack per person. You bring the whole fucking family across and just come back. Each guy's got a package of toilet paper, family of 6.
Even the kids,
yes,
making fun for them.
But yeah, they didn't have the problem over there. There was no toilet paper shortage. There was no price gouging. To my knowledge, they didn't have any issues with the hand sanitizer. And the funny thing is about the hand sanitizer, apparently that was a conspiracy done by a couple of idiots that tried to corner the market on hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Their problem was they bought all the hand sanitizer and then tried selling it on eBay and Amazon. Oops. Oops. Should have just gone to the fucking swap meet.
Well, here's the thing, too.
And they got busted.
That hand sanitizer stuff, you shouldn't be using that stuff because it pretty much destroys all of the stuff in your, hands and stuff like that. So if you do, makes you more susceptible to catching something.
Right, because it basically sterilizes your hands.
Yeah.
So then if you get something on your fucking hands, then it's like, it's even worse.
I mean, even like the good stuff you want to keep on your hands that fight these things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like anything else. Your immune system, if you sterilize everything, your immune system is going to be shit when you do get sick. It's not going to be able to know how to fight it.
Right. Yep, exactly. But yeah, so eggs. I mean, now here's a question. Why? Now I understand the media's perspective with their propaganda side of it is that, oh, the CDC and the White House said that there's bird flu and oh, scary. Oh my God, we're all going to die. Bird flu.
We're all going to die.
We're all going to die. But wait, bird flu is very hard to transmit to humans. It's not impossible, but when was the last time you heard of a human having a mass fucking outbreak of bird flu?
I don't know.
You're in the industry. You know.
I don't track that shit.
But the thing is, they create a hysteria. Then they merchandise it to the politicians making stupid statements, and then the media running with the stupid statements as gospel. And then so you have a corrupt government with the CDC and the USDA and the FDA and the HHS and all that shit. You have all these motherfuckers that are colluding to basically destroy the economy.
Yep.
And we are finding that out. We are finding that out through Doge and Elon Musk. So, but you have them order, like through coercion. So again, it goes back to, okay, who gets subsidies? A lot of these major corporations that run these chicken production outfits, whether they're just for eggs, they have a bunch of hens, or they're fattening them up with steroids allegedly and other shit to get a higher yield and make them weigh more so they can get more per pound, fattening them up.
Yeah.
So now they had to go and they had to 86 all these people. If they didn't do it, they got fined. Like, and I'm not just talking like some like simple fine. I'm telling you, hundreds of thousands of fucking dollars, maybe in the millions of fines if they did not prove that they called their entire flock. And again, this is over 100 million hens. 86th. Okay. They completely decimated the food chain and the production chain.
Yeah, that was their intent.
That was exactly the intention. I don't know. I'm just a theorist on this, but let's go back to what good old Rahm Emanuel said. You know,
yes,
never let a good crisis go to waste.
Yes.
Well, in government form, let's create a crisis, then let's not let that go to waste, and let's merchandise it to the media to convince all the people that all the sheeple to believe it on the news.
Yes.
And then what we'll do is we'll have our outfits, our government, control arms like HHS, CDC, etc., and we'll mandate that they 86 the whole fucking food chain, decimate the whole industry.
Right.
And that's what they did.
Oh, that was their intent.
My question is, where the fuck did the bird flu go?
Yeah.
There's a shit ton of birds around here. There's all kinds of birds. I don't see them dropping out of the fucking sky. There's pigeons. There's pheasant here. This area and the Imperial Valley are known for pheasant season, which is usually around September, October. Yeah. Dove season.
You've
got doves. So you've got doves and pigeons here. There's a mass amount of fucking wild road runners everywhere around here. Fuck, there's people across the street over here, 2 blocks down, that are in the county, and they got roosters and shit, because I hear those loud bastards every morning.
Yeah.
So why didn't that rooster croak? Why is my colleague of mine who has their own, they live out in the county, they have horses and other livestock, and they've got chickens. None of their chickens croaked.
Yeah.
What the hell? You know, where is this bird flu? Is it not out there because there's a lack of chemtrails, allegedly? Anyway, but it's going to take some time for the flock and stuff like that. Oh, here we go. Supposedly, someone was just diagnosed with bird flu. Can't remember where. I don't believe any of it. Yeah, exactly. You know, exactly. Where is this? How it's going to be? It has to be mutated, or it has to be man altered for it to. There has to be certain kinds of environment for that to fucking happen. Right. Bird flu, the new attempt at mass hysteria and control. Absolutely, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. And we're seeing it. We're seeing a lot of it. Well, the attempt anyway. Is the attempt to spread the propaganda. I don't want to call it misinformation. It's fucking propaganda.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Absolutely.
But yeah, where's all these birds? I mean, like, remember a couple years back when all of a sudden, food processing plants, like I don't know, 25 of them in 1 year, just blew up.
Yeah,
like. Mysterious fires that decimated the whole place. Fucking the latest one, the last one that happened sometime last year, was a dairy farm exploded.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about nothing but a bunch of milking cows with a milk producing operation. Milk, cream, butter, etc. All comes from the cows.
Right.
All of a sudden, they fucking spontaneous combust. What?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, how in the fuck does that happen? Do they do pasteurization there? I mean, that's supposed to be highly regulated and, fucking safety checks and shit. And apparently this was this facility was a large scale production facility. Killed, I don't know how many thousand cows, burned to death, that got exploded.
Right.
At the dairy. Oh, and let's not forget about the 5,000 to 8,000 head of cattle that just fucking dropped dead suddenly overnight in the middle of the field in 90-degree temperature. That. Yeah, according to what I was reading, when that fucking happened, right after that happened, there were no autopsies done on the cows. I think called necropsies, and nobody tested the soil or any of the vegetation on the land that do quite interesting that all of these fucking head of cattle just dropped dead. They died suddenly. I remember that, and then it lasted for maybe about a week or two, and then all of a sudden this story just disappeared.
Well,
hey, here's a fun fact. Here's a fun fact. And you know this to be true, that in the good old Imperial Valley, during the summer, they have aerial spraying at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do aerial spraying. Usually it's a helicopter.
Yep.
But they'll do because they don't want to, because of course it's liquid that they're spraying on these crops of either fertilizer or some sort of insecticide. That they don't want their stuff to get eaten, so they're spraying this at night because if the product has to be cool enough that it doesn't scald the frickin' the vegetables and stuff.
Right.
They can't do that in the daytime like they do in the wintertime.
It's 100+ degree weather.
Yeah, fuck that. That whole fucking field to be brown overnight, be dead. But they do it at night in the heat.
Yeah.
It was 90-something degrees where all these cattle were at. In the heat. Just food for thought.
Okay. Speaking of things dying mysteriously.
Yes.
I was working in the backyard yesterday. Afternoon, and went around to my front area of my there's a little patio off my kitchen, and it faces the front yard. I noticed, what are all these red spots? What are all these, not red spots, but spots on the concrete? What the hell? I didn't realize what they were. They were dead bees.
What?
And this had to be, upwards of 100 in this small little area. So I swept them all up.
Really?
And then I went out front. We were going someplace, and then I noticed they were all over the driveway and all over the walkway and stuff. I go, what the hell's going on? Yeah. They look like little berries on the ground. I thought. But they were bees.
Wow.
And what the hell killed all these bees?
Right.
I know there's a beehive across the street in one of the eaves of the houses across the street.
Yeah.
But I don't know what caused these bees to suddenly just die.
But they were all over the neighborhood, though.
Yeah. But there was still some bees. There were bees buzzing around that hive.
They were still alive, some of them?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All flying around. I do know that, what was it? 3-4 months ago, there was a huge swarm around that hive.
Oh, yeah.
And I do know that once, if the queen kind of does something funky like take off or something like that, the bees will freak out.
Right.
But she must have gone back in there because we haven't had that happen since.
Yeah.
And my first thought was, is there a hornet's nest around here messing with, attacking these bees?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Careful.
Looked around, couldn't find one. I don't know. It was just kind of odd. It's like, but it's not good because if it's happening to common bees like around here, what about the bees that were for honey and stuff like that?
The bees that are used.
That's part of the food chain.
Bees that are used in farming to pollinate the crops. That's a big business. I had a high school friend of mine that he did that side gig. Yeah. He had several hives that he would bring around, and they make pretty good cash. Just drop off the boxes to the hives and make sure the queen's in there, and they do their thing in the fields.
We had some neighbors down the street when we were kids, and that's what they did. They did bees. And they had their own bee company.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we would get like they would send us like honey, pure honey.
Oh yeah, the good stuff,
the best stuff. I'll tell you right now, if you can get your hands on some local honey, you won't have to take any kind of allergy medication ever again.
Oh, I bet.
Because that stuff will. It's better for you.
Yeah. But they want to kill that shit too. They want to kill all that.
Oh God, yes.
Don't they? Do they still spray for the fruit fly over there where you're at? I'm wondering if that's what took out those bees.
I don't know, but usually they're supposed to put it out there that they're spraying that malathion, whatever the bullshit is.
Look who's your governor.
Well, he's an idiot. Grease fire.
Governor Greasefire. Governor Droughtmonger.
Oh no, he asked Congress for another 40+ billion for relief for LA for the fires now.
Yeah. I heard it's only 80. I heard the 86 the fire chief over there.
Oh yeah. The illustrious mayor there.
Yes.
Mayor Kami has
CYA, let's throw the friggin' fire chief under the bus.
Yeah, it's the fire chief's fault this didn't happen, even though you're the top executive and it's on your watch.
Yes.
And you're the one and you're the one that ordered all these things shut down.
Right. Exactly. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, watching on either Rumble or YouTube. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel on both platforms, please. But would really be appreciative. It does help the channel if you like the stream I'm doing, and subscribe. Do this every Sunday, with the exception there will be 1 week in March I won't be doing anything because of doing some home improvements. And so
See, I
get
do have a stream.
stuff.
I want to plug my stream. You
Plug
know,
your stream.
it's
What is
called
your stream?
It's called the Nothing Stream. There's nothing on there. There's nothing that goes out. There's no broadcasting. It's just do what you want.
It's just there.
Just there. It's in the ether.
Wow, that sounds exciting.
I are an innovator.
Yes, you are. Oh yeah, and by the way, we still do the broadcast with T-Bunny on the Cryptids and Conspiracies. We did that last night on the potential satanic form of the potential satanic Lucifer over there at the Denver airport.
Well, we won't call it a channel or a show. We'll just call it a.
Why? It's a show.
Yeah. Well,
it's a show.
Do we accomplish anything?
No.
No.
Not really. We have fun with it, though.
Well, we have fun with it. Yeah, well, if the occasional parkour shows up, yeah, it's a great time.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, we usually have a pretty lively chat on Saturday nights when certain individuals show up.
We need the time prophet more.
We do. I miss him. He's not here this morning.
What we really need to get a hold of and
what the hell?
Dig him up and find out where he's been hiding. His problem being.
Yes. Well, we do know that he was booted off of X because he was waging war with a bunch of idiots that pretty much gang reported him for him defending himself against their racist and verbal bullshit, and they got him kicked off of X. So now he's just on Instagram. I think that's the only platform that I know of him being on outside of his YouTube channel, Andred Audio Video. But that's the only way I get a hold of him is, and it's not even. It's like you got to like send a message to him on Instagram, and then wait like a month because he's so busy. I mean, he's in the entertainment industry,
right?
And he's working on projects right now with some audio shows and stuff like that for some people that are doing, like I said, they're doing they're filling in the gaps with adventures from Doctor Who. So he does the sound and stuff like audio stuff for that. And if you're a fan of the classic Doctor Who, going all the way back to the William Hartnell days, they had an actor that they got who sounds almost exactly like William Hartnell does. And they made I think there's 2 of them out. I'm not sure. I know that Problem Being had it on his Audred Audio Video YouTube channel. It's great. So if you're into the classic Doctor Who, it's great. It's like freaking awesome. Well put together. The music, and the voice actor, though, like I said, he's almost a duplicate for the original Doctor Who actor, William Hartnell. The voice, the inflection, the whole 9 yards, everything. So I highly recommend it.
Okay.
But yeah, enough of that shit.
Bullshit.
It's like trying to get a hold of Problem Being is like trying to use fucking carrier pigeon during World War One. We don't sure if it gets the message or not. Holy shit. They're actually going to
use the light Morse code like they did in 1941.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Right. Yes. Yeah, I mean, there's some YouTubers out there, a couple of them that have a direct communication since they live on the same island he does. So they have his phone number and text him and all that stuff like that. So he's not dead. I am pretty sure of that. He's just busy. Anyway, yeah, I'd love to have him back on. He's always good. He's always a good guy to talk to. Have a good time with him. Or any of the the friends that I have over there on the old island of England, Scotland, and Ireland. Bunch of great dudes over there. So inflation Biden inflation, yay.
Yay.
Not yay, but no. The egg crisis, and it is a crisis because they're trying
Well.
to. The media is now trying to pin that on Trump, trying to blame him
of
on the
course.
rising egg prices. And I loved it when the new spokeswoman, the media person, pretty much just chopped them off at the knees and said that, hey, you know what? You didn't say shit when the Biden administration did it. And the 86 to 100 million frickin' head of hens,
Of course not.
decimating an industry, completely decimating the industry.
Yeah.
Because it takes a minimum of probably 6 months to get those chickens to a point to where they're going to be laying consistently.
Right.
But yeah, so there's that. What did I forget? Forget anything? Oh, let's see here. And so I pretty much suspect that it was a conspiracy to.
No,
It was a plan. It was a planned sabotage of the economy.
Because
that.
you can't quickly recover from it. You got to be able to, you got.
Yeah, exactly. And we're seeing that right now, and it sucks. But again, what this is also doing is causing a cascade effect in other industries, other companies that use egg products,
Right.
like baking is for a leavener and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah. Yeah, the new press secretary is a badass shit. Yeah, exactly. Yes, she is.
Only 27.
She's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
She's good. So yeah, so you're looking at that. These snack cake companies in the United States are having an issue. I'm sure the breakfast convenience food, like your Eggos and Jimmy Dean sausages and stuff like that have the breakfast sandwiches and stuff, or use eggs in their like Eggo waffles apparently.
Price instantly.
Yeah. So I mean, you're going to look at that. The eggs are going up and across the board, and all the products that use them, but it's causing a ripple effect in those other companies, which is
like
a shame. But
it's like when the gas prices shot the hell up and everything. It affected everything.
Oh yeah, I mean everything. Oh yeah, immediately, because you're looking at the price of diesel gas shooting up. That affects the freight hauling industry. That affects your food prices will be hit because of that, especially if it spiked up as much as it did before.
So here's the thing going on in this lovely state of confusion that I live in. It was announced, was it last week or week before, that Chevron is pulling out of California.
Oh, really?
So instantly the gas prices start, ticking up here.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
But my thing is, why would Chevron pulling out of California affect Shell or affect the AMP or affect, any other gas station that's not Chevron?
Probably because Chevron is
refineries, I'm thinking.
Yep. They probably operate the major refineries. And I think in California, I think there's only 5 refineries.
There's 4.
Oh, there's 4. There used to be 5. But I know that at any one time there's only 2 operating. They keep the other one shut down until they have to do maintenance on another one.
It's been like there's one operating, it seems like.
Wow. But yeah, I think because Chevron
inspection or cleaning or maintenance or something,
right?
That they make up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Chevron probably operates the majority of those refineries. So if they're taken off, and they're not going to be running those operations, who's going to be taking over is probably the issue. They have to have somebody come in and take over those operations. If not, well, here's the thing. Why is Chevron leaving now? Is Chevron gas stations leaving too? Are they taking the franchise out?
I don't know.
I know
their headquarters are going to be someplace else, not California. I'm assuming Texas, where they're going to wind up.
Yeah,
it would make the logical choice. Somewhere down in Houston, because a lot of refineries in Houston.
Yep. Yeah, there's refineries there. Yeah, that's kind of an interesting one because I know there's a lot of Chevron convenience stores there in just the valley. There's a few.
Yeah.
And, I don't know that those are franchisees. I think they probably are, since they're in flyover country. Most of the stuff over there is franchisee. It's not corporate,
Right.
unless of course it's Circle K. I think Circle K is corporate over there.
I'm gonna guess
But,
that it's gonna be like what Tesla did. Tesla's gonna move their plant and headquarters out of California and still keep the franchises here. Sell the
probably,
cars,
yeah, probably they'll keep the Chevron name here to the franchisees. I think the reason why they're moving out is because of the heavy-handed state regulations.
Yeah,
they just can't take it anymore.
Yeah, they can't.
I mean, it's like the gas tax is one thing in that fucking state. The other thing is the regulations on the refineries. Mm-hmm. It's not fucking feasible to operate a refinery for petroleum there. Mm-hmm. And guess what? When things go up, when gas prices go up, and there's maybe a shortage on oil and petroleum, that is the number one, in my opinion, inflation trigger, because petroleum products are used in everything.
Yes.
Rubber, plastics, acrylics, glass, not glass, but poly.
Ceramic.
Anything poly, polyurethane, polycarbonate.
It's makeup, hair products, everything.
Yes. Styrofoam. Condoms, medical stuff for tubing and bags and things like that.
Detergents.
Frickin' bags, Ziploc bags, detergents. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's petroleum in almost everything. Now, should it be in almost everything? Probably not. But in the basic things like garbage bags, sandwich bags, hospital equipment, like, syringes, IV bags, tubing, a lot of that stuff is, made with plastic. Fucking Band-Aids.
Yep.
The old plastic Band-Aids, plastic, hello.
Yeah.
So that affects a wide-ranging area of stuff. I remember when I worked for Toys R Us back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and they had there was some sort of a petroleum issue back then, and under good old fucking, Clinton and George W.
Yeah.
And oil prices went up. Well, all of a sudden, the toy manufacturers, Hasbro, Mattel, etc., all of a sudden were having to raise their prices.
Yeah.
And they were raising their prices, and Toys R Us was trying to keep up with those rising costs and stuff like that. So what Toys R Us started doing was they started to hedge their bets. They started to reduce the number of different types of items that they would carry from each manufacturer. So they went from being the number one toy leader to getting their ass kicked by Walmart.
Yeah.
Simply by numbers. But yeah, that affected the price of toys because anything made with plastic, the fucking, you have the clamshells, that you would have for your action figures, on a backer with a paper backer card. Well, that went up. That price went up on that clamshell. Anything like that. The windowing, like I saw this a lot, where in the past a lot of boxed toys would have like a little plastic window in the carton, and you could see the product. They'd have the product packaged in a way you could see the product. Well, they started getting away from that and either having just a completely closed box, or what they would do is they would do like a half box where they'd have, like, say, a Tonka truck sitting in this on this trough of cardboard with a cardboard backer attached, and then it's zip tied to it. They did that with all kinds of stuff. The Barbie dolls the same way. So yeah, it just people, it's weird. Now I know I got my fingers crossed. And I'm very hopeful that President Trump will get our petroleum business back on track.
I think he
start
is
getting these things done. Now he's only been in office for a month, but from what I've been seeing, and a lot of aggressive things going on to the good. Yeah, okay, he's going to ruffle some feathers. I don't give a shit. You know why? Because I voted for it. I voted for this shit.
What the people wanted.
Exactly. So I'm hopeful that the gas prices will come down. And if the gas prices are related to oil prices.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the oil price has to come down before the gas price comes down.
Yeah, but if you look at the price per barrel right now, it's not that high.
Right, because the manufacturing has been stepped on. Just
Right.
like what's happening in your state. Oh, they got 4 refineries, but one's open. And now the fucking company that's running the refineries is getting the fuck out because they can't afford it anymore.
Because if you remember, pre 2008,
Yeah.
gas prices were through the roof. Remember?
Yes, I remember that. That's one
And the
reason
price
why
per
we got
barrel
the
was
hell out of-
well over
That's-
$100 a barrel.
I think it topped out at almost $130 a barrel.
So
It went within like 2 years or 3 years, it went from $28 a barrel to $130 fucking dollars a barrel, or
Right.
$150 a barrel in 3 years.
right.
Okay, that's when we got the fuck out of California. It was at the end of Obama's or the beginning of his second term. We got out because it was going up then. I mean, holy shit.
But then again, when the price per barrel kind of went back to normal, $70, $80 a barrel.
Yeah.
The gas prices, that's what the barrel is now. The gas prices are still like it's $100+ a barrel.
Yeah,
here.
because what they did is they curtailed refining.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
yeah.
The oil, you have the barrel of oil, a 55-gallon fucking drum. That's
Supply and demand. I understand that.
Yeah.
But
So they put the squeeze on good old Obama and Biden, put the squeeze on the oil industry with all of these really, really heavy-handed regulations for refining. Okay. Some of these regulations are redundant. And so that anytime they have a non-voted on law, which is what a regulation is, it affects the industry negatively. So case in point, look what's happening now with Chevron's bailing out of California. Could it be that the regulations are forcing them to get out? You know what? I'd say it's about a 95% chance that that's the problem. That's the reason why they're getting out. But if we can get the production of oil back to where it was pre-Biden, and we can get that price per barrel down, we can get things working and get industries back up and running here in the United States that pretty much were decimated through the Biden administration. Get that stuff going back. And then, you know what? Let elect fucking JD Vance to keep the thing going, Yeah. And I think what you're having here is people are seeing the bullshit by the media and the politicians, and they're having an awakening, especially now since fucking USAID got cut off.
Yeah. There was was it yesterday or day before? It was last few days. Kevin O'Leary was on a news morning show. And I don't know if it was here or in Britain, because they were talking about Britain and their oil, their energy. And they were talking about these, solar, these wind turbines that are out in the freaking North Atlantic, that are offshore, they're out in the ocean, they're into the ocean floor, and they're saying these things are horrible because they will never recoup the cost of putting them there. And it messes with this marine life because the winding and stuff of that thing, it'll mess with whales and any other animals.
We're already having that on the East Coast as well, where they have all that bullshit out there on the ocean.
And not to mention, you've got to put these things in the ocean floor. How much concrete you got to pump down there to secure it, and whatever. Since there's no electrical lines out there, you got to put all that into that destroys the ocean, the habitats, in the ocean floor.
I think.
How good is this stuff?
I think these wind turbine things, especially doing like that, are more hype than anything. I think it's just a boondoggle. They threw money at it under the auspices of climate change bullshit. Guess what? These motherfucking wind turbines use oil.
Yeah.
They use oil.
Yeah.
They use a shitload of oil.
Yeah.
In small scale, I think they might be okay for more of a small scale region, maybe supplying power here and there.
A farm. Farm.
Right. Something small. But I'm
and
thinking
not running the whole farm,
scale,
just running a pump or
it's
two. It's
costing them more to fucking exist.
Yes.
Then like you said, the return is not there. It's actually the other way around.
Here's the other caveat. These things are like nuclear waste.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of them. Once you take them down, they don't degrade.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I know.
What do you do with them? You got to bury them? That's not good.
Becomes an ecological fucking disaster.
Yeah.
See, that's why I say that this whole thing with these renewable energies, it's based on climate change bullshit, climate change propaganda. That breeds renewable energy propaganda, which costs a fuck ton more than normal everyday energy production, nuclear, oil, etc. Right? Now, the only one that has a promise, in my opinion, and that I would highly like to see done, but on more of a local level, small scale, is fucking solar. Now, solar, here's the thing with solar panels. A lot of people don't understand this, but in areas like Southern California, in hot climates like Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, things like that, where they have a lot of sun and it gets over 100 fucking degrees half the year. These solar panels don't even last 5 years.
No, because it's so hot.
They burn up. Yeah, they burn up. And the fact that they're made in China.
Yeah.
So if they can conquer that.
Well, the other problem is these power companies have latched onto these things and tried to fix the market for their liking.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like in California, you can't be off the grid.
No.
So if you have a solar panel, have solar panels on your entire roof of your house, you can't be off the fucking grid. Oh, fuck no. They want to control your energy usage through smart meters and shit, and then they can shut your fucking solar panels down. They don't want you off the grid. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the same thing here in Arizona.
Hey, Cotton Ministries.
I don't think you can be off the grid in Arizona. I think you have to be hooked to the grid.
Well, it's like anything else. Anything else in whatever California does, the rest of the country tries to follow at some point.
Papa Cotton, are yours the ones made in the United States or the Chinese ones?
But
I heard the Chinese ones are about 5 years.
But Papa Cotton, what part of the country do you live in too? That's because there's extreme heats down where Wookie is talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, they had some people on a radio show talking about solar panels and how great they are, and they are for individual use. For individual use, absolutely. You can convert.
Okay.
Oh, he's here. Okay. Are you in Phoenix or Tucson? Then he knows the heat, though. Well,
yeah.
If he's got the American-made ones, then they're probably pretty good.
Yeah. Well, the other caveat, the other thing about energy too. There's one energy source that we could use. It doesn't produce any pollution per se. But if you get people involved with it, that's when it starts going sideways and hooey. Is nuclear.
Yeah.
You get all these regulatory agencies involved. That's when it starts messing up.
Yeah, he lives.
That's what happened at 3 Mile Island. That's pretty much what happened at Chernobyl. Fukushima was a natural thing. That was a tsunami that hit it, essentially.
Yeah, from the earthquake. Yep.
Yeah.
The earthquake, and then the tsunami hit that, and all
the other caveat is, build these things not on seismic active areas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Papa Cotton or Cotton Ministries in the chat says I live in one of the hottest places on the planet. Yeah, Arizona.
Arizona.
I'm southwestern Arizona. Yep. 30 miles from San Luis, Rio, Colorado. Yep. So yeah, it's in where I'm at. It's in the Guinness World Book of Records for having the most days in a calendar year over 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, he's probably got the American ones. He's probably got the American-made solar panels, because I know that here they had a guy on the radio last year and we're talking about solar panels and stuff. He works for a solar company, and he was saying that they average lifespan here in my area is about 5 years because of the heat. Because right now, currently, they're being manufactured in China, and they pretty much just burn up here. So if you've got older ones, it's probably the good ones that were made here in the States.
And the other thing with the solar panels too, you have to keep those things kind of, cleaned off, dusted for them to work.
Clean, everything else.
And God forbid you get a hailstorm.
And they have to have the right return as far as like the batteries and stuff like that, and the right equipment.
And they gotta have that. I don't know if it's not an inverter, but there's something on there that you can regulate per panel if it's working properly or not.
I'm not sure. I know there's inverters and stuff. When I worked for the electrical wholesaler back in San Diego, we used to sell a lot to a contractor that was putting up fucking solar panels on houses all over the place, and so we had to scramble to get the distributor to be able to distribute Square D products, because that's what they were using, and they wanted to use Square D because Square D had a better rating as far as working with as far as the being able, they're just a better product, Square D breakers and stuff like that, equipment. So we had to get our hands on panels and breakers, which worked out until the housing market took a shit.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Mine is great. I pay less than $20 in the middle of summer, dude. Yeah, no shit.
Are your panels paid off, Cotton? Or did you lease them, or did you buy them out? 15 years. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 15 years. You said it for 15 years. But I'm saying they're probably the good American-made ones. So yeah. Yep. That's something though that I was surprised they didn't start doing in California back in the day when I was living over there, because we would go and check all these houses out in San Diego, with me and the first wife, and so they weren't putting in solar panels. Well, yeah, they're putting in solar panels, but again, you can't break from the grid. They got to suck off of your usage.
They even got these solar panels now that actually look like terracotta tiles.
Yes, I've seen those. Yep, they look pretty cool.
Right.
Smokes. Damn. Okay, it's 20 after 9.
All
right. Yeah. Well, shit, I got stuff to do. So, they are expensive, but they pay for themselves. Yes, they do. They do.
Yeah.
Yep. They do. That's why I'm a proponent for solar. That definitely solar. The wind bullshit. No.
Solar, but the thing is, with solar, you couldn't have it, say, like in your northern states and stuff like that, where you don't have a lot of sun during the winter.
Yeah. B-Dog in the chat says he had solar in Escondido, but he was on the grid. Yeah. California mandates that you have to be on the grid. You can't be disconnected from the grid. Otherwise, they'll fine you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to, let's wrap this up. I got to wrap this up because I got stuff to do, but,
all right.
I want to thank B-Dog and Cotton Ministries for being in the chat. We really appreciate your guys' time.
Yep.
And everything. Appreciate your time, Abby, so much for spending me with
anytime.
the coffee. Coffee.
I got to get more coffee. I'm empty.
Yeah, exactly. So just a programming note. Next Saturday night, we're going to be talking about that modern day, well, not modern day, but I don't know where she was, what country, some vampire chick that would kill people. And
I don't know.
Blood. I'll look that up. I got to find that name up.
He won't go after the good ones he's afraid of, like the Church of Scientology. Come on, man.
Go there. No.
Come on.
Let's not go there.
Come on. Come on.
No. No. Anyway, so we'll be on next Saturday night. Talking about vampire, a female vampire in history.
Oh,
it's
shit.
Documented.
B-Dog's gonna have problems now.
Oh, damn, the wife's up. Oh, you better run, bro.
Yeah.
Better run. Hide.
Hey, B-Dog. Bourbon is your friend right now. Bourbon is your friend.
Top Minister says later, y'all. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks for being here again for both you guys. And those that are watching, I know I got several people still watching that didn't comment, but they're watching on either Rumble or they're watching on YouTube. So again, please don't forget, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. If you're either the Rumble or the YouTube, I really appreciate it. And also, please give a like to the stream. And again, we'll be back next Saturday night for talking about female vampires in history. And then again, Sunday morning, we'll have another edition of this show here with coffee. And who knows who'll be on. I'll have Abby, somebody, but who knows else. We might have a special guest. I mean, maybe Santa Claus will show up or some shit. Maybe we could dig up Problem Being. I don't know. You can find out where he's hiding and send him a walkie-talkie or something. But anyway, all right. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. And everybody have a great rest of your Sunday.
And remember,
we'll see you next week.
Remember, support your parkour.
Support your parkour. Yes. Support your local parkour. Because, yeah.
We all just want to party. Yes, we don't care what we're